Five, four, three, two, one, and we are rolling. Welcome to an episode, playoff edition of the Red and Blue Crew podcast, the best hockey podcast that you can find out there. I'm Ben Cooper.
And I'm Eden Rosen.
We've got a good one ahead, obviously because it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. We have a bunch of series that are being led by teams. So to start us off, we will start with Edmonton, probably one of the most intense and close series.
Mm-hmm.
So Eden, why don't you talk about that?
Definitely. So all the other games of the Edmonton series, they haven't been really firing on all cylinders. I mean, Kane is on fire. McDavid's on fire. Nugent Hopkins hasn't had that much of a game yet, but it's still to come. So, the Oilers, they just played so well this game, and they take game 5 6-3, so they're up 3-2 in the series. And yeah, it was an awesome game. They played so well, and I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, obviously McDavid with that assist in Gretzky's office from behind the net, beautiful pass. Boston takes game 5 6-3, and yeah. So on to the next series. We'll talk about the one that could be won tonight, and the odds of it happening are pretty high. So Boston leads 3-1 in the series against Florida. Boston, obviously the best team in NHL history. And yeah, um, they're playing tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to catch that game, yeah, I think Florida's going to battle really hard though because I don't think they can afford to lose this. They lost 3-1 in the first game and 4-2 in the third game and 6-2 in the fourth game. So some pretty big losses. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
I
excited to
think
see what.
I think it's really exciting because also last night was the Islanders Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes pushed the Islanders to the brink, but they battled back, and it was like I only watched till it was like 3-1 Islanders, with some really nice goals and some tic-tac-toe, and yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I'm thinking of the Maple Leafs. And Ben, by the way, you're pretty happy about the Maple Leafs, aren't you?
yeah. The New York Islanders won last night 3-2. No overtime, by the way. Yes. So I will talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs and
Don't
this
mind if I do.
excitement. This is big excitement. So let me tell you about the Toronto Maple Leafs. So they they're down 2-0 at the end of the second. So they they they're looking like they're gonna lose this, and the series is gonna be tied 2-2, right?
Yep.
No,
No, no,
this is
no.
that's the old Leafs. That's the old Leafs. So the Leafs are losing 2-0 after the first, and um yeah. So yeah, everybody thinks they're gonna lose, and then with 15 minutes left in the second period, Hall shoots from the point and it gets tipped in. So yeah,
Hall finally did something. Yay!
and then right after that, there is a goal that was called back that Matthew Nye saved off the goal line. So when you watch the replay of that, it was almost over. It was on the line, and yeah, and Matthew Nye pulled it out. Third goal. Tampa scores, and it hits just off of the skate of Stamkos, and it goes in. 3-1 Tampa. Then they go in with 1 minute left in the second, and they make it 4-1. Okay, and the comeback starts.
That is like
And
all the momentum carried into the third period for Tampa. By the way, Matthew Nyes, before you get back to this topic, I just love interrupting you. Matthew Nyes has been so good. Absolutely outstanding. He's been buzzing all playoffs long, and it wouldn't surprise me if next game on Thursday, tomorrow, he gets his first NHL goal in the playoffs also. So,
yeah,
and
and
he's been absolutely fantastic. If I would look at Matthew Nyes, I would say he's been in the league for like 5 years. He's like outstanding.
yeah, especially for someone who hasn't played 10 NHL games. Okay, back to the topic. So, with 10 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third, Matthews gets a feed from Will Nye the hockey guy and snipes it home. 4-2. Now, they get set up in the zone. Um, a shot, and it's tipped in by Austin Matthews. This is Matthews' second in less than 5 minutes. So now it's 4-3. And now Marner wins a puck battle, gets it to Riley. Riley shoots it from the point, and it's tipped by John Tavares. And now we're in overtime. And this has been the story all series to win games for the Leafs. It's been a shot from the point, and it's being tipped. So this is a shot from Mark Giordano, and it finds its way to the front of the net where Kerfoot tips it. Beautiful tip, 5-0. Leafs take it 4-3 or 5-4 in overtime.
Yep.
That's your final score, and Leafs lead series 3-1.
Yep. They're buzzing. Like I know we've talked about okay. I'm the extra gear in the playoffs. They brought that out. They brought that out. And that's all you need. If you snap onto that extra gear, then zoom. You're winning. Like, if you have that extra gear and some talent on your team, that's an easy Stanley Cup. Like, it's actually like, as you like, we were remarking over this when we weren't on record. We were just saying like the refs aren't calling anything. It's like, and it's been so much more physical. Well, obviously it's the playoffs, but like really, and those teams that play more physical and get in people's heads, those are the teams that really get under team skin, and that's how you win in the playoffs. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we talk about the word that we do not speak of.
The
And
word that must not be named. Yeah.
yeah, the word that must not be named, and it really showed for the Leafs. We know they haven't made it past. I'm not going to talk about it, and but they have the playoff experience, and they know what
Really?
it's like to lose, and they don't want to lose anymore. So they geared up in the third and got it done, and I really like that from the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I want to talk about the Dallas Minnesota series. So the Dallas Stars are leading the series 3-2. And last night they beat Minnesota 4-0. And um so obviously they have a chance to win it in their next game, which I believe I think it's Friday. I think it's Friday.
Dallas and who? Dallas and the
Well,
Wild?
yeah.
Dallas and the Wild. Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah. So
Actually, yeah, it's Friday.
Friday, yeah. So that'll be game 6. So I'll talk about the series. Dallas won the first game 7-3. Minnesota won the second game wait, no. Minnesota won the first game in double overtime, 3-2. Stars won the second game 7-3. Minnesota won the third game 5-1. Stars won the second game 3-2. Stars won the the fourth and fifth game. And last night was the fifth game, and they won 4-0. So obviously, this is a really close series, and you love to see close series, which is a constant theme within um, the NHL right now. We have 2-2, 3-2s, yeah, 3-2s, 2-2s, a couple of 3-1s sprinkled around it, but not really that many. And obviously, no first round sweeps this year, which is pretty nice. No clear dominance from any teams. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I just like to say that we're calling this the Green Series. So I just
Uh-huh.
like to say the Green Series is really close because they're just two really good teams with good firepower.
Definitely. They have those superstars that can really hurt teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. What's our next topic, Benny?
Um. I don't know.
Okay, I'll say it.
I don't. Okay.
Okay. So, Bergeron could return for the Bruins. So, um, but this article is at 1 p.m. So, I think it's either determined or maybe he's not out. But it was so weird. Like somehow, wait a minute, I just thought of this. Maybe that like a mad fan put a virus in the air or like in their locker room. I just figured that out.
it's
Okay.
entire. It's entirely possible. I mean,
Yeah. Anyways, the whole team got the flu out of nowhere, which was like so bizarre. I cannot even tell you. And now some players are playing through it. Some players don't have it. Some players have it and are out. Example A, Bergeron, or maybe not.
no,
Maybe he's back tonight.
Bergeron has an upper body injury.
Oh, sorry. Um. Anyways, it was just crazy. But the Bruins could take the series tonight. Um, and so they're playing at 7 p.m. Eastern time against the Florida Panthers. Um, and they could take the series. And I think they're gonna take the series. Yeah, they're playing at Boston. I really don't think this is much of a contest. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah. Yeah. We've just. I think Bruins have the word we don't speak about. They make it. They just. They're just such a hard team to beat, and I think they have a really, really, really good chance of making it past Florida and beyond. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my opinion. And Bergeron coming back, I really don't want him to. I think Boston could win this without him, and we don't want him to be injured for the rest of the season. If he comes back, waits a little bit. If Boston makes it to the second round, then he could come back and be totally healthy and help them
Yep.
towards Stanley Cup.
I I feel like the Bruins. So they're the best team in NHL history, right?
Well, arguably, yes.
So I'm arguing with myself because I put them to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I think most people did.
Yeah, but that's all because of the regular season. Like I just don't know. Now I'm questioning myself if maybe like a Cinderella story will happen, and if they won't win this cup. Um, yeah, for some reason that just washed over me.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's completely possible, and yeah, I think anything can happen when in the playoffs, in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
If you just think about it, um, yeah, anything can happen. And if you don't have the word we don't speak about, but I think Boston does, so it's gonna be hard to it's gonna be fun to see what happens. Let's just say that.
By the way, you might have not heard the word we might not we will not speak of on YouTube, but we are actually, maybe this is in the description, I forget, but we are actually on Podbean. We are no longer posting there for some technical difficulties issues, so we've moved to YouTube, and but we are no longer on Podbean. But in case you want to check us out, it's I'll post the link in the description. And then yeah, so that's why we've said it so much on those Podbean episodes. The word that must not be named. Um. So yeah,
Here,
that's why we're
I'll
saying
tell
that.
you guys what it is. I'll go out there and I'll say the word that must not be named.
No, Betty, please.
Okay. I think I'm ready. I
I'm
think I'm
covering my
ready.
ears.
I just have to tell our fans just because they don't know what the word is.
Okay, fine,
So
fine, fine.
the
Anything for our
word
fans.
the word we do not say is playoff experience. Because we've maybe said it about 30 million times on the
At the
uh,
very least.
yeah, on the podcast. So after about 25, we started saying the word that must not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the story with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that was confusing a bunch of you, but
Hmm.
uh worry no
I
longer.
know. I know. It took immense sacrifice for us to say that, for Ben to say that word.
Yeah.
So
You guys
now
you
you know.
guys you guys
But
don't even know.
it's still worth it. Anything for our fans. Anyways, do you want to wrap up, or do you want to say one more thing before we leave?
Well, do you want me to say the schedule?
Good idea. There's only 2 games today, though.
Yeah. So, Eden, do you want to quickly go and see if we have any emails, and I'll read out the schedule?
Yep.
Okay. So, the schedule on Eastern Time is currently loading. Oh, there we go. So, April 26th, we have 2 games, both in Eastern Time, both game fives. We have the Florida Panthers versus the Boston Bruins, 7 p.m. That series, Boston leads 3-1. We have Seattle Kraken versus Colorado Avalanche. That series is tied 2-2, and that game starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to talk
Yeah.
about Seattle for a bit while you check the emails. So,
No, there's no. I already checked the emails.
okay, so Seattle just, yeah, never mind. We already talked about it last episode. Okay. Thank you guys so much for
Okay.
listening on our hat trick of YouTube episodes.
Yep.
And don't forget to subscribe to join the Red and Blue Crew. If you subscribe, you are officially part of the Red and Blue Crew. As always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in our next episode.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.